What's up, guys? Today we're going to be trading live, but not quite yet. We're going to wait till 10 o'clock. Right now we're playback trading yesterday. Took one trade here. Accidentally got into the trade a little early. Just exited it where I entered. But overall trend is down, as you can see. And when you get the huge spike in that direction, that carries a lot more FOMO than a normal spike would. So there's a lot more FOMO in that direction. Then you get the leg correction, beautiful correction. The two-legged correction, there's a little bit of correction there. There's a little green one. Then you get the good leg correction, so selling there is the best option. Even though you don't cross any lows, it's still a lot of FOMO because it's with the overall trend. Yeah, wasn't paying attention, but you have a huge spike in that direction. Just an overall uptrend because there's no FOMO, one big move, no correction. So spike in that direction and just sell with the overall uptrend. And yeah, that would have worked out. Nice. Ooh, did we get lucky? We got lucky. Let's see. No, we did good. We did good. Nice, good trade. Swing high first entry, second entry. So I was gonna take this as an overall uptrend at first, but it becomes an overall downtrend because you have a strong push in the direction of the overall trend, which the overall trend of the main trend, which is, I guess we'll do main trend of the main trend, which is down. And so huge push creates overall downtrend, especially with the backup of these highs. And buying there is the best option. Good trade. Let's go. It's a range day. It just turned into a trending day. Or did it? I think it did. Or not. Oh, let's go. Alright, so it's not a range day yet, apparently. Let's see, would a non-obvious buy work here? I think a non-obvious buy would have worked there. Yeah. I think the sell was the better play, even though pushed back really far. Overall trend is still up. No range day yet, because this is the only time you've ever tested consistent highs. No other times are consistent low. No other times are consistent high over here. You do have these highs here, but couldn't even reach there. And technically, it's not even reaching there. But if you look at the minute chart, maybe you could. But anyway, or it's a trending day still. All right, this is gonna be an interesting one. We're gonna. It's two things countering each other. You have these lows here, but then you also have the spike here with barely a correction, maybe a little bit something there, but this is a massive spike with no correction. So we'll see which one wins out. Let's stick with this guy. Pause. Would we be able to get that in real time? I don't know. You know what? I'll try this guy instead. On the right tick, right? Yeah. Nice. All right, let's go. So swing high first entry, second entry. The one tick seller works out. You have all these lows and they play a significant role, and you do have this massive move, but you had to move down off these highs plus the correction. So I think since the fact it's coming off those highs and it's a huge massive drop, but you did have that little bit of a correction, and there's a ton of stops in these lows. I mean, there's a ton of stairs here. So I think that's why that sell was the best play, because I know for a fact that if we bought here, we would have got stopped out, because this was your signal bar. Then you would have got filled here, and I would have pushed all the way down. So yeah, you would have technically got stopped out here actually if you bought. Yeah, somewhere here. Let's see, 25, 2, 4, 5-ish, and 2 ticks. Yeah. So I think that was the best play. Ooh, we missed it. It happened really quick. Swing low, first entry, second entry, pushed up here. Selling right there because this move becomes FOMO after the 2-leg correction. And you could also argue an overall uptrend, but I like the FOMO thing going on here. Yeah. Then you break out of this resistance level, but there's not much. It pushed down lower, then it kept pushing down. So this is not a strong level of resistance. So overall trend is just down. You go for a buy there, or you just break out of there, but whoop-de-doo, there's no stops there. So you go for a buy. All right, now this is where things get interesting. Because I don't know where this market's going, to be honest. Could be headed anywhere. Overall direction? What? Where? How? Nice. In by a couple ticks and out by a couple ticks. Let's see. Turn green. Push up. Okay, so selling there was the best play. So, huge spike in the overall direction, which is down actually. So it's a little bit of a weird one, but you get that huge spike, then the correction. So selling there is actually the best play here instead of that non-obvious buy. Because you do have a spike in that direction, but you had a spike in that direction as well. But after that spike down with the overall main trend, that becomes a lot more. That has a lot more FOMO. So that has a lot more FOMO because it's with the overall downtrend. If you look at the day, yeah. Well, we did get lucky there, for sure. Then you break below this level of resistance. And there's not much FOMO there after that big move. So then swing high, first entry, buying right there is the best thing to do. Yeah, it's one of those whoop-de-doo moments. I think I like that, the whoop-de-doo. Meaning you broke below a low, but no one's there, you know? So you broke below that low and you bought right there. But that doesn't mean anything. Not the fact that no one's there. It's possibly that there's a lot of people there and the market reversed because of that. But it's whoop-de-doo. Just like treat it like a normal trend, you know? Yeah. I have a feeling this one's not gonna work out, boys. In the trade. Oh, it works out anyway. Oh, fantastically as well. Swing low, first entry, second entry. Overall trend is down because we broke below this whoop-de-doo low. And you keep making those lower lows, so overall trend is down in that direction. So it's not necessarily a lower low like you would imagine it, like, oh, it's a downtrend like this, blah, 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 blah. Even though that may be correct, it's more of a fact that there's stops here. Those people got stopped out. Then you have a stop here. Those people got stopped out. Stop here. Those people got stopped out. And so that's what's going to create the overall trend in that direction. And you got to swing low, first entry, second entry. Overall trend is down, so you go for a buy. Easy trade. Might have another one here if we push down lower. Oh boy. What? Let's see what happens actually. Pretty sure it's gonna keep pushing down, but I just want to make sure. Yep. Okay. Honestly, I just think it's one of those times that just doesn't work out. I can't really find anything. Maybe you're able to find something. That's what the day looks like. Quite unfortunate. You know what? Okay, here's what the initial like small little thing I thought about right before I took the trade, but I was like, nah. And it's still nah, sorta. But you have this low, right? And then you have this low, which is it's nothing really. But you had these staircase of lows, and you have another staircase, which in this direction, it's another staircase of low. So you have this low and then that low. We didn't even break below there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh no, yeah. Because look. Then you have that low. It's a staircase of lows. So once you break below there, this move becomes FOMO in that direction. So that did occur in my head right before the trade. You have that low, that low, that low, and now that has become a staircase of lows. So once you broke below that first staircase, you have that swing high, first entry, second entry. Selling there is the best thing to do because you have a FOMO. You have FOMO in that direction now because you're gonna stop out all these people, and so selling there is actually the best thing to do. Let's go. Nice. At least we figured it out because I 100% did thought that, like, on my kids, like, I knew for a fact. I know for a fact I thought about that, and I felt like I should have took that, but whatever. It's okay. It's not live. But yeah. So it's hard to tell what the overall direction is at that moment. So then you have to start to consider other things. So it's overall downtrend, but you have a huge push up in that direction. So let's take a look at the lows. Is there staircase lows? Yes. So yeah. And in this case, there could be staircase lows too, but you haven't broke below any of them yet. So not even on this side or anything. So let's see what happens here. Oh boy. Nice. So the only reason I sold there was because it was overall trend up. That was it. You do have these highs that you kind of broke out of, which you would think, oh, there's FOMO there, but no, not really. It's not. It's a whoop-de-doo high, and you'd be barely pushed out of there. If you take a look at the minute charts, just that wick. And a lot of times that wick means, hey, that doesn't mean anything. There's no spike out of there. So just an overall uptrend. Especially since we broke out of there, that gives a confirmation that, hey, there might be a spike, but there is no FOMO, so it's just an overall trend. So we had a spike in that direction, no FOMO, so it's just an overall trend in that direction, which is up. And so swing, low, first entry, and good trade. Oh boy. Ugh. Dang it. Okay, so here's the thing about this. I was riding on too much of the staircase lows. Yeah, you have low there, low there, low there. But that's it. And maybe the low there, like, and then you have this low, but then this low stops out everybody who was stopped out there. And then those people got stopped out. So this is a different kind of stair now because it's no longer a continuation of that. It's not a clean set of stairs, if you can imagine what a clean set of stairs looks like. And so it's just become an overall downtrend, especially with the strong push in that direction. Creates an overall trend down. I was just focused way too much on the stairs. Don't be way too focused on that. It has to be a clean set of stairs. And yeah, and you get a swing high, first entry, second entry. Nice. I was gonna be shocked if that didn't work. So we have these staircase lows that haven't been touched. You come down here, and then you're gonna test it again with all these people's stops here and these lows, and yeah, that's all it is. It's the continuation of these staircase lows. It's a little bit of a weird one, but yeah, these guys got stopped up, but then you still have these lows that you're part of these staircases that you're still in. So the swing high, first entry, second entry. Yeah. It's a little bit of a weird one. I don't know, but it's a staircase thing. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's a staircase thing. So the part of the staircase thing is, like, don't focus too much on where those lows are actually. Just know that you could be stepping up. A lot of people potentially. A lot of people were focused here, then they moved their stops. A lot of the stops were here. So that's why that move has a lot more FOMO because there was a lot more stops in there, or a lot more people to stop out, I guess you could say. Gulp. So I guess the biggest explanation for that one is the fact that so this spike carries a lot more weight because it's with the overall trend, which was down, and then you have the staircase lows as well. Even though there was no big correction there. This one has a correction. It has that two-legged or that one-leg correction, and two-leg correction, whatever. And then you have these highs that people got stopped out on. But it's not with the overall direction, overall main correction, main trend. I thought for sure this one would have worked out because you have all these stops here, kind of like a staircase, but not really. This is more like a staircase where it's like curved. Here, not so much. It's not clear as day on the minute chart. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So it's not clear as day on the minute chart. So there's no staircase lows. It doesn't match up with the lows on the minute chart. Yeah, I think I like that a lot. It's the fact that if you take a look, because a lot of people trade on the minute chart, and there's not going to be those highs there. Here you have those lows, right? So that's why that's a good staircase. This is not a good staircase because you don't have those highs on the minute chart. So it's and the fact that it's just a big move, yeah, there's absolutely no FOMO in that direction. So selling there is the best thing to do because it's just a big move, a big spike with no FOMO. So overall trend is that direction. So the biggest thing we struggle with is like gambling what's gonna work or not, which thing is gonna win and why it's gonna win, because we have a lot of things that counter each other, but there's a good answer to each one and why the one will out counter the other. It's just a matter of being able to decide which one to choose in that moment, especially with all that pressure on you and with all the money on the line and stuff like that. So that's going to be the thing we're going to have to get over, deciding what is the best strategy to use in that particular moment, because we have all the strategies in front of us. We're weighing two options, maybe even three, most of the time two, and you're trying to figure out which one is the best play here, which one is outweighing the other. And if you can figure out which one is outweighing the other in a good amount of time, I think that's going to be the unlock for being successful here. Nice. Good read. Good read. Okay. So you do have these fake staircases because it doesn't match up with the minute chart. The minute chart only has maybe a one low there and barely that. So this is a fake staircase. So then you have a huge spike matching up with there with no correction. So two things in your favor saying, hey, don't take that trade. Or, hey, go long here because it's just an overall downtrend. So swing high, first entry, second entry. Not necessarily don't take that trade, but don't sell there. Two big things to say don't sell there. So swing high, first entry, second entry. It's goodbye. Goodbye. Two big things telling you it's a buy, essentially. Or maybe, yeah. Good trade. Let's go. All right. I think that's going to be it for this playback. Made up to $16. Let's do one more trade. Good trading, boys. I'm going to take that. Yep, that's a good trade. Oh, boy. That took way too long. Swing high. First entry, second entry. There's no trades after that. So a bunch of time passed, about 20 minutes after that trade. So swing high, first entry, second entry. You have a staircase of lows. If you take a look at the minute chart, you have that low, and you're in the staircase essentially. And so with the huge push down, you have that two-legged correction. It's very hidden, but it's barely there, and I like those because it's not just a huge, massive downtrend. So big move down, And interestingly enough, you have a lot of lows here, none here. So yeah, but that'll be it. You probably would have to switch here too, maybe. Yeah, that would have been it. So swing high, first entry, second entry, sell there. Beautiful trade. But nonetheless, that's gonna be it. Ending the day 23, pretty good. Probably break even to be honest. But yeah, that'd be it for this video. Next video is gonna be us trading live today around 10 o'clock. Gonna take a little break, get some coffee or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right, peace out.